Coming up, another WWE talent is waiting for their release. A popular Raw star is rumoured for a Rumble return, and an update on that possible WWE sale. Coming up in the wrestling news right now. The man with a plan has a plan, Sam.
Apparently so, yeah.
It's a plan to not be in WWE anymore.
Which came as a shock to a lot of people, because a lot of people were like, he's still in WWE?
He's still there. We last saw Brian Kendrick getting hoyed down the stairs by Haaland, and we thought maybe this might lead to a bit of a return for our boy.
Like maybe like a little kind of blow-off, bring in somebody who's got a bit of cred to him, but maybe didn't go super far on the main roster. You know, there's still some legs there.
Little something. Yeah. Well, apparently Kendrick wants none of it. PW Insider saying we can confirm that Brian Kendrick, who had most recently been working as a producer on NXT and 205 Live, requested a release from the company weeks ago and has not been to any TV tapings in Orlando in some time. We are told that Kendrick has been waiting for at least 6 weeks. This is very similar to the Mustafa Ali situation that we talked about.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. You know, it got weird the second Scotty 2 Hotty started saying, "Oh yeah, they wanted all the trainers to look young." Like, why should you be having and producers and everything? Like, why should you have to care?
Like, it's true.
And it's just sort of built and built and built. But yeah, I don't know. It's not really entirely surprising. I feel like Brian Kendrick's somebody who could go anywhere in the world of wrestling still. You know, in a performance capacity or in a production capacity, and contribute. So if WWE's not doing it for him, then let him go, Vince.
I feel like there is a bit of petty Wainthrop going on the side of Vince McMahon. It's the Mustafa Ali thing, and now Brian Kendrick. Because they released, like we did a video over Christmas of breaking down all the releases from WWE, and that video was over an hour long. So they're not shy of letting people go.
No.
So why play silly buggers now?
I think it's just a case of we'll never know, we'll never understand. Just the way it is.
Brian Kendrick looking to get out of WWE. Meanwhile, some veteran talent could be heading down to NXT. So, and this kind of ties into the Brian Kendrick one in a weird and wonderful way, because Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer Radio, says WWE is contemplating sending veterans to NXT 2.0 to work with the younger crop of talent. We've seen this kind of teased with Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode being offered an open door to NXT by LA Knight on a video that went on the YouTube channel the other day. I think this is desperately needed.
Hot, fresh, new talent. Nobody needs to know who they are. Nobody needs to care. Just throw them all out there. This guy's a lion tamer. This guy's a magician. And that's what NXT 2.0 is. That's what you want. That's what you should get. You know, you're not. No more. No. You can't fire loads of like older indie talent that were doing well and then be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to call down Dolph Ziggler. No, of course they're going to do it. It makes sense.
Someone's got to work with that wrestling magician.
Yeah.
I'm getting flashbacks of Phantasmo.
Yeah, well, think Phantasmo, but more like Chris Angel.
Oh! Do you know what? That's not bad.
You can have that one on the house WWE. People will go mad for that.
Talking of house shows is in the news today as well. So NXT used to do, now forgive me if I get this wrong, I think it was called the Coconut Run. Where they did house shows for NXT around Florida. And it was a way, it wasn't like massively packed with talent, but it was more a case of getting the younger guys some sea legs whilst working. And since July, WWE have been keen to get these smaller house shows up and running again.
Which is amazing, because they laid off their entire house show division, didn't
they? So good luck with that, lads. Because apparently, according to Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, that is closer to happening more than ever.
Yeah.
We're going to get this NXT house show loop back. I don't think it's a bad idea.
It's desperately needed.
Desperately needed.
If you have a developmental territory and you're treating it as a developmental territory, you want to develop wrestlers. And to develop wrestlers, they need to get out there and work. In front of crowds that are going to be slightly more forgiving. And you know, crowds that'll get excited. I saw him on TV last week.
There you go. So, like, I would, you know what? If there was something similar to that in the UK, where it was a case of come and see the stars of tomorrow today. I mean, you kind of have that with NXT UK a bit.
That's just come and watch me collect all the action figures and not let anybody else play with them.
These are our toys now. That could be a thing coming back, and it's very much needed. Moving away from NXT, Royal Rumble on Saturday. It threw me being a Saturday.
Yes, yeah. My entire weekend's gone out the window.
Same.
I lose one of my days off. I'm Yeah.
Did it catch you off guard as well?
It just caught me angry, is what it did, Tom. It caught me angry.
Vince McMahon, you've
Keep
caught
them on
us angry.
Sundays. I like the Saturday, but you've really messed up my schedule here, Vince.
Come on, Vince, it's Sunday. It's a day of rest. Nothing to do for 24 hours, and you've changed that. A popular Raw star could be making a return for the Rumble. Who are we talking about, Sam Driver?
We're talking about Asuka.
Oh!
Which is a very intriguing name, although I think had this news broken a little bit earlier, it would have been slightly bigger deal, because obviously now there's the idea Ronda Rousey is like the odds-on, or one of the odds-on favourites to kind of make a return and maybe make that impact and win. But I think, any Asuka is good Asuka, and Asuka in a Rumble setting, yeah.
She's been away for ages. I know she's had a few issues health-wise she's been dealing with, which is partly why she's been away, and it's also a case of waiting for the right time to bring her back. I imagine a Rumble where you are quite short of names.
It's a big shock, it's kind of like a nice surprise. She gets to get in there, have some standout moments. Yeah.
I like a Ronda Rousey Asuka square off.
And then Asuka just picks her up and launches her over the top rope.
I feel...
I mean, just grabs her, throws her out. Vince comes down angry, blows out both quads. Be great.
Doesn't give a darn about your darn reputation. We'll end on some news on the sale of WWE. This is something that I feel like we come back to all the time. Like
Possible sale. They haven't been sold.
The definite sale to Disney. No, the possible sale of WWE has been because why else would you be getting this house in order and all that jazz? Nick Khan was in a profile piece for the Sports Business Journal, and there was a few notes in there and a few quotes from him that were quite intriguing. The article itself says the WWE has undergone so many changes since Khan joined in August. Rumours have run rampant that WWE is prepping itself for a sale. Khan said the company has taken some inbound calls from companies looking to buy, but he stressed that WWE is not in active conversations trying to sell the company and is not actively looking to sell.
My big thing about the sale is the more I think about it, the more I think, well, who wants it?
Disney.
Yeah, but
Get that on Disney Plus.
It needs to be somebody that size, but what is there that's making them want to buy it? If it was the Attitude Era, I'd get it. Because you can just see it just going. I know, it's a moneymaker. I just think the work that needs to be done to get it on the right path is huge. If they're really wanting to get it back to being, a boom phase, again, like, a 90s style boom phase, which would make them the most money, so that's in their best interests, I guess. Wrestling is that level of being at the forefront. But it's the idea that WWE, he goes on to say in this article, Vince McMahon believed that WWE was at a place where it had earned a seat at the adult table. And that's the thing, is like WWE and Vince believe they'd earned a seat at the adult table, but it's not like, you have the Avengers cast rocking up.
There you go.
They don't really interact with it. You don't really have like that major, huge crossover appeal. So I think Nick Khan coming in is a way of, starting to slowly change that process. And then I think once that process is semi-complete, that's when we're more likely to see a big purchase. Because then somebody like Disney can go, yeah, but look at them, everybody loves them, and it's huge, and look at the scale of all the stuff we can make. And at that point, Vince will probably go, actually, it's making money again.
My brain, just as you were talking about Marvel and stuff, my brain, as you were saying that, went to Spider-Man in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That, please.
No, not that, please.
Why not?
Because if Disney are going to buy it, they should keep it separate. That's the thing.
You don't want a little crossover?
No, I don't want any movie crossovers. But no, I just want wrestling. I want wrestling.
Spider-Man swinging through the city.
I want wrestling.
What are you doing here?
Bring the stars in by all means.
Yeah.
But it's not like the 90s that like we didn't have Venom. When Venom was like, that was Spawn, when Spawn's at the height of his fame, just coming in down. Like, no, it needs to have that same kind of lightning in a bottle feel, right? Where it's so good that even major celebrities are watching it and getting involved and want to be on the shows, and that is when I think we'll see a sale.
Because we want WWE to be that successful again. A high tide raises all fish.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be good for everybody, us included, if WWE was storming it. We want that. Despite sometimes people think anti-WWE sentiment, we are genuinely rooting for all these places to do well.
Yeah.
Because we all win when wrestling does well. We all win. And you've won today as well. I don't know what you've done, but you've won as well. It's nice to be back in the office. No social distancing. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.